Hey everybody, and happy holidays! Today I'm going to talk to you about Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse is a reimagining of an old school arcade game of the same name. Splatterhouse is a reimagining of an old school arcade game. You! Anyway, Splatterhouse was based on an old school arcade game released in 1988 under the same name. It was a single attack button side-scroller where not Jason Voorhees runs around killing demons who are extremely evil. And they're not really evil because they eat humans or try to take over the world or something. No, they're evil because they're cheap bastards who like to jump out of the side of the screen for some cheap damage. Ugh. Anyway. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot I can say about it that hasn't already been said, except it kind of really has the stink of being very cheaply made. For example, why on earth does my huge axe thing make the same sound as hitting pins in a bowling alley? And the only thing that really makes this game stand out is its brutal and gory art design, which is a concept that just hasn't aged that well in the modern market, considering everything else you can see in games. Including this one. This came as an extra in the new Splatterhouse game. You can unlock them as you play the game, and I'd probably have a better opinion of this arcade game had I never played the new one. But anyway, beyond that, I'd say this arcade game is pretty simple and fairly harmless, so I could actually see some potential in remaking it. But in the end,
he took your dreams and he took your life.
what? Who are you?
Who am I? Let's just say I'm God. Your God. At least the only God that's listening right now. What do I want? Same as any God. Little faith. For without faith, I am nothing. And without me, you're fucked. I can help you. I can heal your wounds. If you show me some faith, if you trust me, if you put me on.
Woo! Hey, I'm alive again. But why do I have this hockey mask on? I can't get it off.
Testing.
What?
I'm right here inside your head.
Who are you?
Wrapped around your cerebellum. You think it, I hear it. Same in reverse. You hear me, but no one else does. Shh, it's our little secret.
Well, I guess we'll deal with this as it comes. Basically, the game follows Rick Taylor teamed up with some goddish mask thing as they hunt down the evil Dr. Henry West, who kidnapped Rick's girlfriend Jennifer to sacrifice her and bring back his ex-lover, Leonora. The game also keeps bringing up how Jennifer looks like Leonora, but I'll get back to that later. A nerdy metalhead with glasses, unkempt facial hair, and engaged to a hot blonde. As if someone like that exists in real life. The gameplay is your normal God of War, Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden ripoff. You know, light attack, heavy attack, jump, dodge roll, finishing move, blah blah blah. No, where this game stands out is in its design, since it focuses on finishing moves and spectacle instead of actual gameplay. Huh, a game based around finishing moves and a gritty visual design? Can't say I've ever heard of that. Actually, that's being a little too nice to Splatterhouse, since at least in Mad World you had some variety. For the hundreds of common enemies in this game you fight, he's got like maybe 2 or 3 finishing moves for all of them. The boss fights and mini-bosses are a little different, but not enough to break up the repetition. Besides, these monsters never feel like legitimate threats anyway. Considering how casually he's able to just break them in half, they might as well be made of Twix bars.
When you need a moment, chew it over with Twix.
Not to mention how the weapons in this game basically break the entire combat system in half over its knee. Because besides bosses, they kill every single enemy in one hit. And while I can't really fault the game's logic for if you cut the head off of something, it probably won't find a way to live, it doesn't change the fact that they're unnecessary. In fact, in the original game, it made a lot more sense to have weapons since you had very little health and you had to take out monsters from a distance so you could conserve your health for later levels. But here, it just makes it way too easy. And the combat only gets easier and more repetitive since you have the ability to recover your health at any point without taking damage, including during boss battles. Oh, and speaking of poorly made transitions, let's talk about the side-scrolling stages, shall we? I hate them. They're unnecessary, they're boring, and they're needlessly padded for the game. Admittedly, the first one I got a little bit of a chuckle, since it was kind of, you know, a wink to the old school game. But then it happened again. And again. And again. And on top of that, they're buggy as shit. Take a look at me in this footage where I'm having difficulty with this stage. You might think it's because I'm not doing anything, but no, it's because the controls either aren't responding or it's glitching and making me run at a wall in a 2D stage when I'm not supposed to be able to do that. And then as far as the boss battles themselves, well, I'm unimpressed since half of them feel like they've been lifted from other games anyway. But one in particular I want to talk about is this not Leatherface guy.
As if a switch had been turned, as if an eye had been blinked, as if some phantom force in the universe had made a move eons beyond our comprehension.
The entire level, the mask keeps building up this guy as some kind of badass that you have no chance against, only for the game to all of a sudden give you a shotgun and one of the most pathetic boss battles I've ever seen since the final boss in Gears of War 2. And then there's the graphics. They're okay, but there's nothing really to write home about. The finishers are pretty cool, I guess, but after you see them like 6 or 7 times, the appeal kind of goes away and it all gets thrown out the window. And half the time you can't really even tell what's going on in the first place.
But then again, it doesn't fucking help that I can't see with this goddamn mask on. That's it. Fuck this. I need to get some professional help. Please, Father. I know I only come to you when I need something. And it's true, but this time I really, really need your help. I mean, I'm having trouble. Why? Why have you condemned me like this, Father? Okay, I didn't mean to yell. It's just I'm kind of panicking here. Just, what do you want from me? No. No. No, no, you will die! Damn it! Not reviewing that!
Now I know what you're thinking. You've been bitching about this game for like most of the review, and I still don't know anything about Rick, Jennifer, or the mask. And well, there's kind of a reason for that. There's very little of them to begin with. Trust me, if you like character development or, you know, any kind of characterization or plot moments, this game will leave you starving by the end of it because almost nothing gets resolved. And basically, Rick and Jennifer and even the Doctor just kind of fall down to stereotypes anyway. Rick is just some nerdy guy who's gonna save his girlfriend. Jennifer's just the damsel in distress. And Dr. Henry West is just an evil guy. And I guess he wants to save his girlfriend or something by killing yours. The Mask is the only one that has some sort of depth, or at least the illusion of depth, since basically he just amounts to a sweary version of the genie from Aladdin. That would probably be voiced by Danny DeVito. He mainly becomes that because he just does a bunch of crude jokes, points out a bunch of obvious things that anybody could have noticed, and even throws in a couple of fourth wall breaking lines that don't really add anything to the game, and instead just kind of makes the whole work feel cheap and plasticky.
Ugh! Why did they even make this game? I mean, it's like they have no basic concept at all. It's like they have nothing. Wait. I understand now. It's not like you can run from your problems or depend on something else to help you. You have to deal with your problems head on. Everybody, this is The Phantom, released in 2009. It's based on a comic book from the 1950s, and it is a poorly acted, poorly edited piece of shit. It is seriously awful, and I honestly suggest throwing yourself in front of a train instead of watching it. You prepare to die. Okay, I guess I'm back to normal. Good to see that got resolved. Didn't in the game. Spoiler alert. Fuck this game. But, everybody else, happy holidays. And Father! I understand now! The sleeper has awakened! So happy holidays, everybody. And long live the fighters!
I could never pretend that I don't love you. You could never pretend that I'm your man. That's exactly the way that I want it. It's exactly the way that I am. And you call me in the morning with your troubles, taking it downtown.